baby for. There you go, little mattresses bought for him. Look at this, guys. Oh, wow. Oh, what a find. What a find, guys. Look at this baby food. All thrown out, brand new as well. Paid for by the Home Office. Look at this. All been wasted. I'm guessing, is it out of date? Let's have a look. There you go, hang on. I'm not sure why, but look, all this is brand new baby milk. There you go, look, expires 15th for the 1st, 26. It's all just gone out of date. Just throwing it all. Wow. Got all these mattresses as well. That's barbaric.
A large industrial skip filled with unopened tubs and packets of baby formula discarded outside a Migrant hotel in Stevenage. Not expired scraps. Not spoiled food. But hundreds of pounds worth of infant nutrition dumped as waste while families across the country struggle with the cost of living. The footage, shared this week by Pound Audits, was recorded at Needham House Hotel, a property currently being used to house migrants under government contract. What it shows is stark baby formula, one of the most expensive and tightly regulated household essentials, thrown away in bulk. This is not a marginal issue. Formula prices in the UK have surged in recent years, forcing many parents to ration, borrow, or rely on food banks. Against that backdrop, the sight of infant food being discarded at scale cuts straight through political abstractions and lands on something visceral: waste in the face of need. No clear explanation has yet been provided by hotel management, or by the contractors responsible for provisioning the site. There are plausible logistical possibilities: over-ordering, changes in occupancy, strict rules about redistribution, or procurement errors. But plausible explanations are not the same as acceptable ones, particularly when public money is involved. Hotels like Needham House are funded through Home Office contracts that outsource accommodation, food, and basic necessities to private providers. These arrangements are already controversial. Local councils complain of being sidelined. Residents question the lack of transparency. Migrant advocates raise concerns about conditions and accountability. And now, footage like this adds a new layer: apparent large-scale waste of essential goods. For critics of the current asylum accommodation system, the images reinforce a long-standing claim that the model is inefficient, poorly monitored, and structurally indifferent to outcomes as long as contracts are fulfilled. When supplies are wasted, the financial cost is ultimately borne by taxpayers. When basic items are destroyed rather than redistributed, the moral cost is borne by everyone. At the same time, the footage complicates the political narrative. This is not a story that fits neatly into slogans about generosity or cruelty, compassion or control. It exposes something more banal and more troubling: bureaucratic dysfunction. A system capable of spending vast sums, yet incapable, or unwilling, to ensure that unused baby food is redirected to food banks, shelters, or families in need. The silence from authorities so far is notable. In an era when every pound of public spending is scrutinized, and when ministers routinely insist that asylum accommodation is tightly managed, such waste demands an answer. Who ordered the formula? Why was it discarded? And what safeguards exist to prevent this happening again? This is not about stoking outrage for its own sake. It is about accountability. If the state contracts private companies to care for vulnerable people, it also contracts them to act responsibly with public resources. A skip full of baby formula suggests that, at least in this instance, that responsibility was abandoned. As the cost of living crisis deepens and trust in institutions continues to erode, images like these matter. They cut through official statements and expose the everyday consequences of policy decisions made far from public view. The question now is whether anyone in power is prepared to explain, or whether this too will simply be thrown away.
West Midlands Police Force is institutionally biased towards Muslims. That's my conclusion. They are accused of lying about why they banned Jewish Maccabi Tel Aviv from coming to Britain to play Aston Villa, fabricating evidence and then not telling the truth to the Home Affairs Select Committee. They were urged to ban Maccabi fans by local Muslim MPs like Ayub Khan.
Many residents have raised concerns about the football match which is due to take place on the 6th of November. Maccabi Tel Aviv. We've all seen those harrowing images from Amsterdam. I've started a petition to boycott Maccabi Tel Aviv. There is no space for violence.
They then banned them, claiming the Maccabi fans were dangerous hooligans and that they posed a risk. Well, what's emerged today is that the opposite was true. West Midlands Police knew it was actually members of the local community who were planning to arm themselves and form vigilante groups. The police did not tell the public that.
Why are we only hearing about this now? Why is it that a report has come at lunchtime today from the Times newspaper that you had information on the 5th of September that there were likely to be vigilante groups within the West Midlands community itself who were planning to take action against the Maccabi fans? How is it that this committee is just hearing this for the first time?
Well, I think this is the first time specifically that you've asked for that detail. And that's what we tried. That's what we tried to get across.
Absolutely outrageous.
Absolutely outrageous. So it was Maccabi fans who needed to be protected, possibly from groups like this. But this is probably the most damning thing of all. West Midlands Police have been accused of fabricating evidence to justify banning the Israeli fans. Records show they admitted that they wanted to ban them initially, quote, in the absence of any evidence. And then, when they were challenged over the ban, they found the evidence to justify that ban. So they say that they'd spoken to Dutch police about the risk that Maccabi fans posed. This was after Maccabi fans were attacked by baying mobs of what appeared to be Middle Eastern and North African hooligans in Amsterdam.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Say it.
Привет, спасибо. Passport. Where are you from?
So that was a clip of them going around asking people to produce their passports, and if they pulled out an Israeli passport, they just caved their head in. There's a huge amount of really violent stuff, which for obvious reasons we've chosen not to show you. But a Jew hunt happened in Amsterdam. Anyway, the Dutch police have come out and said that West Midlands Police are lying about the contents of that conversation. So here's what West Midlands Police claimed. They claimed that 500 to 600 Maccabi fans intentionally targeted Muslim communities in Amsterdam. Dutch police said they had no evidence to support that claim. West Midlands Police claimed that Israeli fans threw innocent members of the public into the river. Dutch police said that the only known case of anything like this was a Maccabi fan who was filmed being told that he was allowed to get out of the river if he said Free Palestine. West Midlands Police claim that Maccabi fans were highly organised, skilled fighters with a serious desire and will to fight. Well, a spokesman for Amsterdam Police noted that the claim about those fans being linked to the IDF was totally meaningless because Israel has a conscription policy. West Midlands Police said that 5,000 Dutch police officers had to be deployed to handle that game in Amsterdam. Dutch police revealed it was only 1,200. West Midlands Police are accused of covering up the truth about their conversation with the Dutch because they conveniently now, get this, they have no record of what was said.
Totally understandable, but no reference to your meeting a week earlier is in, and the information you found out is in the SAG. You think that's utterly plausible, do you?
So the information that was shared from the Dutch meeting was referenced within that first SAG?
It was. But why is there no reference to it in the minutes?
The meeting was recorded.